Hello, YouTube. This is a battle report between the Warriors of the Dark Gods and the Demon Legions. It's 6,000 points in preparatory, helping yet another person at a local shop get ready for an up and coming tournament. So the whole point is to destroy more than your opponent. Destroy your opponent's army, and get as many points as you can out of their army. So basically, you want to aim for tabling, but you want to actually not only just aim for tabling, but your units that you save doesn't really matter. It's what you kill. So the deployment, he has a unit of bloat flies, a small unit of looks like plaguelings or whatever you call them now, a unit of plague beast, about 6 of them, pretty nasty. And then he has a unit of harpy-like things, and behind that is the great fat one, or whatever you call them, and some other stuff. From left to right, I have a unit of barbarian horsemen, a unit of about I think that's about 25 barbarians, the beast, the pain train, shrine, and some other stuff, and another pain train and a chimera, and some hounds. The hounds vanguard forward, and the barbarians vanguarded forward as well. All right, my thinking is here I should be able to do some shooting at this small unit of plaguelings that he's using as a shaft unit. Might be able to kill enough of them that they vanish. So hopefully I can get enough wounds off of my shooting. Yeah. And over on the other side, I push the hounds forward. That unit over there, where there's just like one single guy there, that's another unit of plaguelings or whatever you call it, pestilent troopers and stuff. And then he has a unit of about 10 of them. So he's representing them by dice. And I think there's about there might be about 25 of them. So what are the big threats here? The big threats are the those bloat flies, and yet again I get first turn. I really rather not have first turn the way this army is set up, and I decided not to deploy first. But I did some shooting off. I did about 3 or 4 wounds, and I killed one of the plague, one of the little parts of that unit. It didn't kill enough of them to get rid of them though, and so he's going to be probably pushing that forward in front of my crusher bus, which is the plan of the game. Well, plan of the day now to slow me down. Kind of sucks, but I'm probably going to end up shooting them dead when he does it. I have my fallen, once fallen to the right, 2 units of them. I really don't know what to do with this army. I mean, it's been the first time since I've ever played against Demon Legions and actually gotten close, and I'm aiming to get into close combat because that's the entire point. The last game I actually kind of just hung around and we just kind of looked at each other and it was like, oh, good game, tie game, let's go home. But this time it's the whole point is to actually destroy as much of your opponent's army as possible. And his army doesn't look like a lot, right? But that one creature, his one great one, I think he's like 1,000 points or more. Very expensive character. The bloat flies, they're very strong counter for my army, and in this game it's going to be about movement, and yeah, this should be okay. So I believe he makes the first charge. He's actually make a very long charge right into the barbarians. That's not cool. And he did place his beast right in front of my the crushers, which kind of slows me down a bit. He was able to make a charge. He was able to make a charge into the hounds, and also into the fallen over here on the right. And the fallen, I think, they have a pretty good chance of survival, maybe if they get lucky and have a good amount of attacks. And then he's moving his fat one forward. I think he tried to charge him, but he failed. Either that, or I think he actually blocked his own charge, which is fine by me. And he actually failed a long charge with his pestilent beast, I believe. He was able to get a magic spell off on a roll of a 6, I believe it is. For every character, if that roll of 6 on any of those characters, pretty much the unit won't be able to do anything. He was able to wipe out the barbarians. Each one of those bloat flies has like 3 attacks apiece, I believe, and the rider has 3 attacks or something crazy like that. and he put armor piercing on it. It's all strength 5, so it's pretty disgusting actually. And when he did that, I don't know why I didn't do it, but I didn't think to do it, but I should have been ready for that. But anyway, I should have actually fled actually, but I didn't think he was going to be able to make 11-inch range. I mean, who does that? But it's been that way for the past 2 games. People making very long charges and getting the charges that they want just off of just sheer luck. But he was able to do enough damage to wipe out about 3 of them. Those guys there's a pretty good chance they're going to die. He actually caught them, overran right into the unit behind them. Hopefully this unit will do better. In close combat, those harpy-like things actually killed the hounds. Who saw that coming, right? And then, yeah. Yep. So this is going to be interesting here, this close combat. And in this close combat, I believe I rolled a 6 on their attack, so they're going to have 4 attacks apiece. So they should do quite well here in the close combat. Sorry about that. Yeah, it should do quite well. So I'm thinking about almost taking these guys out, but I'm not quite sure yet. He did quite a bit of damage on them, but and I was able to do quite a bit of damage on him as well. Yeah, so I guess it was a good trade-off. I mean, that my unit was like 180 points, and I believe his unit's around that same area, about 180 points. And I was able to shoot his plague dudes off, and I wasn't able to actually move. What I should have done over here onto the right, I should actually turn the barbarians so that they're actually protecting the flank of the crushers. Because it's such a rare activity that somebody actually targets the crushers to go after them. So I didn't really think to turn the barbarians like that. And if I had turned them to face them like that, he wouldn't be able to get a charge off unless he went through the barbarians. And then I could have turned and faced the crushers into him after they do their thing here. He was able to make the long charge into one of my crusher units with his main character and a unit of plague guys. It's -1 to hit them because they have distracting, and they're pretty decent in close combat with poison. But I don't think they're not really that strong. I don't think. He tries to make a charge with his plague beast, and they failed. This is not looking good for the barbarians. I'm thinking in my head, if he takes the barbarians, I'm fine with that. Most likely he won't be able to get to the flank. But I wasn't thinking that he had to hit that back corner. In close combat, however, the crushers they stood their ground, and even the war shrine got into the mix. He tried well, I don't think I got the war shrine in there, but he tried to fly over the crushers to get on the other side to block the flank, and he failed that flight, his march. So that was good on my favor. That was very good, actually. I don't know. It might have gone either way though, because his character is really not that good at killing crushers. He was only able to do 3 wounds before. Yeah, but back over there to the left over there, you would think I would know the weaknesses of the crusher bus by now, but I'm stupid. Yeah, he was able to really do a lot of damage, and so it's going to open up a flank for me to hit him on the flank with the other crusher bus, and that should do this whole thing in. I just need to make enough combat resolution to pop everybody there, which should not be hard. He's giving me a lot of targets. It's a very target-rich environment, and so that's what I do. I actually hit him on the flank. And when I hit him on the flank in that turn, those crushers came in. They did 19 wounds over. They beat him by 19, and so he had nothing left. I mean, they came in there and just wrecked face. And unfortunately, when I overran, I bumped into the war shrine, and that spells doom for the crushers, really. Yeah, that was showing you that thing was there, and now it's dead. He made his charge over here into the rear of the crushers. That's not good. And then he also made his charge into the flank of the crushers with the beast. Now the beasts are not that scary. It's the ones in the back, the ones that hit me in the rear. That's scary. That's painful. He actually was able to kill 2 crushers, and I did very little wounds because Nurgle it's hard to really put wounds into Nurgle. And if I were thinking properly, I would remember that I was able to fight over the gap in the rear with one of my characters and put some wounds back there. And not only put some wounds back there over fighting over the gap, because in initiative order, it would have been possible. After this, because this is actually the second round that we're in close combat, and I forgot to attack with my characters to the back, and it cost me because I lost by 3, and I think the Crusher and the guy attacking would have netted me at least 4, and so he beat me in close combat. He was able to run the unit down, because that's the only real way to kill that unit is to run it down. I charged into the flank of the beasts, and then that's pretty much it. He rolled a double 6 to chase him down too, so it was very unlikely that I was able to get away. And so yeah, it really sucked really bad. But I think I scored quite a bit of points just off of killing that massive amount of units that he had, and so it wasn't a total loss for me. In fact, I think it was around, because I still have a Crusher bus unit and I still have those barbarians, so it might have been a tie actually when it comes down to actually how many units were killed. But in the regular game, it would have been a defeat. But I think it was a tie, actually, because he lost a great deal and then I lost a great deal. So, yeah. So it was a good game. We only played until 5 turns. I wish we had played longer, but yeah.